Hello, folks. This is our third and last segment for today, Athletes Incorporated. That's ibtv.us. Can also get us on Roku and YouTube. We're going to talk about some of the controversial things that have been going on, folks, in all the different sports. Lead us in, Trey.
Yeah, so one of the things that with the NCAA, March Madness just happened, Villanova player, he was the player of the game. His name was Dante Vincenzo. After you win the game, you play the game, people start going through your Twitter. And he's an Italian guy from Wilmington, Delaware, and he was saying the N-word a lot on his Twitter page. He immediately deleted it and deleted his page and everything. But I wanted to know how you feel about players, especially in this day and age, using the N-word.
Well, it's number one is it's a different generation. My generation, people who were not black didn't use that at all. But the big thing with this kid, you have to remember, the Twitter that they have, it's when he was 14 years old.
Right.
And he wasn't just saying the word, he's doing the singing
Right.
off of the music that the black kids are listening to, that he's listening to.
Right.
So it was nothing malicious. He wasn't attacking anybody with it.
Right.
He was singing and having a good time with what his friends, who are black, were singing and doing.
He's from Wilmington, Delaware. Folks.
He doesn't go around calling people that name. He doesn't go around using that. So to me, it's just somebody trying to make something out of nothing.
Right.
You know, he played a great game, came off the bench, set a record for points scored ever in the NCAA in championship, came off the bench. He's fine with me. The guys on the team are fine with me. I think the bigger story is the kid on the team who is the Naismith Player of the Year.
Jalen Brunson.
He's going to lead. He's a junior, folks. He's played on 2 championship teams. He's going to come out. That's what I was talking about in the first segment. That's going to be the template, I think. You have kids that stay 3 years instead of the one and done. They get mature. And he's also graduating. So he's going to have his degree. Villanova is a super academic institution, Catholic school. So, he's really done a great job, and that's the kind of kid, if I were coaching high school basketball, that I would have my kids look to. I wouldn't have them look to the Kobe's, the LeBron James, a kid that here's something you can aspire to do and actually get it done.
This whole situation with the N-word and Dante reminds me of something that you told me a long time ago. I can't have your dream be my nightmare. How did that quote go?
Yeah. Well, no, my dream is not. The dream I have for these kids might not be their dream.
Right.
So, they're going to do things and they're going to make mistakes.
Right.
And that's just the way it's with life.
That just kind of reminds me of this with the whole Dante thing. I think it's not a big deal. It's a different day and age. I think all kids are kind of using the N-word. I don't think it holds the same. It's not the same as it used to be.
Yeah, well, it can still be used in a very
absolutely.
way. But there's a way that they're not. But moving on from that one, our next controversial thing would be,
and we've been talking about this a lot, but it's Colin Kaepernick. We saw that RG3 just got signed to a 1-year deal. We also saw that with Baltimore. We saw Brandon Wayne. We're seeing a lot of no-name quarterbacks get these deals, and still Colin Kaepernick hasn't got a deal. So, number one, do you think is he ever going to get a deal? And number two, what do you think is going on? Because I know now he has a lawsuit with the NFL.
It's obvious that he's being blackballed, number one. Number two, I think he planned for this. He has plenty of money.
Right.
He planned for this. I think he knew that what was going to happen. I think the more sad thing and the more controversial thing that I still haven't seen come up enough is the NFL Players Association is by and large black. They have not come out in support of him and said, we're not playing.
Or his teammate, Eric Reed, who hasn't got a deal, and he's an all-pro safety.
And the leader, the commissioner, the director, whatever it is, of the NFLPA is a black man. And he's not come out and said anything about the thing with Kaepernick. So, here you have a group that could have power if they took power and used it to do something effective about this. But they're not, because they're all worried about themselves and their money. And they would be protected if they all stood together and went after it. I still see out of the people supporting Colin Kaepernick the most is Howie Long's son.
Yeah. Chris Long
is still done the most, said the most, stood up the most, donated his whole earnings this year.
Yeah.
You know, this is a young man that really is putting his money where his mouth is. The rest of the guys have given lip service. They've taken a knee, but then when it became really a big deal about, well, we're going to get rid of you, they got up off their knee.
Right.
You know, so it's something that they just let blow over, and Colin Kaepernick in the end will be on his own, stand up for himself, and that's usually what happens.
I have a question. You know, I know this is kind of random, but Johnny Manziel is going to play in Canada. Should Colin Kaepernick try to play in Canada, or should he? Does it even matter?
I don't think Colin Kaepernick. I don't think that's his goal right now.
Yeah.
Is if he played in the NFL again, but his goal is not just to be able to play football. He's not going to do anything to play football. Like, oh, I'll do anything just to play again. So you know, he's not going to compromise his principles. Johnny Manziel is another one. You know, this clown now. It looks like he could actually be signed by an NFL team.
Yeah.
After all of the craziness that he's done. But he got big money. You know, he has all that money that he signed for still with him. So someone, you know, he's a talent. I don't know whether he's overcome all of his immature things that go on. But, you know.
You know what's really sad about this, and I was thinking about this morning. You know where he'd fit perfectly right now? With the Houston Texans.
No.
They've got the young boy, Deshaun Watson, who's coming off an ACL, and then, you know, Colin Kaepernick backing him up, or vice versa. But you're getting that same type of quarterback, so you can run the offense.
Well, he would fit athletically and quarterback wise. He would fit very well, and he's from Texas.
Right.
But who could, with what Houston is doing? And they're really starting to become a team. They're looking for the big defensive end to be well this year.
JJ
Watt coming back. I don't think, I'm almost positive JJ Watt wouldn't allow that in the locker room if he starts acting up. Yeah. So you're going to take a big chance on somebody unless you seriously, for me, if I were to take Johnny Manziel, he would have to submit to some psychological and mental evaluations.
Right.
And we'd have to have in his contract, there's not 1, 2, 3 strikes, right? The first time something comes up, you're done.
Right.
So if that means no more going to nightclubs, you're playing football. If you have a girlfriend or you want to get married, that's fine. But it's football. And if there's anything else that you want to do, you can't play for us.
Where's a good fit for Colin Kaepernick?
I think there's a bunch of teams.
I think Houston's a fit for him too.
A beautiful fit for him because he's going to be your backup.
Yeah.
He's not going to be the starting quarterback. They're not talking about. He's not saying I want to come in and create a controversy. I don't know of anyone who needs a quarterback that he would not fit in their organization. Extremely bright, extremely intelligent young man, plus all of the athletic ability he has. And you know he's a leader and he can take you to a championship. He's been to a Super Bowl. But they're not going to. Those, I still think, by and large, the owners think they have these players on a plantation. Yeah. And they're not going to accept someone getting out of what they call getting out of line. And as long as the players accept it, it'll go on.
I don't. Do you see him getting a look, or you think it's done?
I think I don't think they're going to. I don't think they're going to. And they'll pay whatever the.
Because there's a lawsuit going on right now, folks. If you don't know that, Colin Kaepernick he's going to win the lawsuit. Obviously, it's clear. So that's kind of sad. I think we lost a great quarterback. He's been to a Super Bowl. He's been to 2 NFC juggernaut championship games with the Seattle Seahawks.
But even bigger for me, Trey, is that losing the great quarterbacks is no big deal because quarterbacks come and go. But we gained a activist that the kids and young folks, black, white, Hispanic, Asian, all of the younger folks can look up to and see a man that did sacrifice and paid a price for other people and to take a stand in this country against things that are wrong. We've really lost that ability. People seem now that they can be bought out so easily, or they're so scared about their job, their position, that they're willing to bow down, and he wasn't willing to bow down, and that's what we got. You know, the quarterback thing, he's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure he'll say he has money. He's been to the Super Bowl. He's done everything football. Right. You know, but folks, on that we're going to close. It's been fun being with you. I'm Harold. This is Trey. Please subscribe and give us your comments. We'll see you